Hey, Mike with Marketing Systems by Design here, the channel where we help cleaning business owners generate more traffic, leads, and sales for their business with digital marketing. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get the latest updates of new videos we put out to help you build a profitable business with digital marketing. In today's video, I'll be walking you through how to avoid a slump in house cleaning leads and always have plenty of leads to talk to. So let's get into it. So the first thing to really understand is that every cleaning business is typically going to have a slump in their lead generation. You know, a lot of people try and deny it, but most often there's typically like a seasonality with your house cleaning business. There's also a little bit of a spike, you know, as people are hiring this last minute cleaning services for the holiday season. But then when it hits January, for example, typically that's an overall slow month for cleaning businesses. And so understanding that things like that happen throughout the year and planning for it is one key foundation to avoid hitting a slump in your house cleaning leads. Because one thing that we notice is some cleaning business owners, even though this type of trend and seasonality happens throughout the year, every year at various times, they act like it's the first time it's ever happened to them, right? So just understand that seasonality happens. You will have dips throughout the year, and planning for it is the first step to preparing to have lots of house cleaning leads coming into your business. And so along that line, one thing to make sure that you do is don't wait until there is a slump to start investing in marketing. That's one common mistake we find a lot of cleaning business owners make, is that they wait until things are going backwards. They wait until they start to lose a lot of their leads. They're experiencing that seasonal dip, and then they stress out and they're like, okay, well, let's put some money into marketing and let's fix this problem. Obviously, that's the right idea, but unfortunately, what can happen at the same time is if you wait until the slump starts to actually happen to invest in marketing, it's kind of like running in quicksand, right? The seasonality dip is happening either way, so you're kind of going backwards in a sense, but now you want to throw marketing on top of that, which can help you kind of start to climb out of that quicksand pit, but it's not a magic cure-all, which a lot of cleaning business owners think that it will be. A lot of times they don't have proper expectations when it comes to marketing and advertising. You know, they think that they can write a piece of content today and magically hundreds of leads are going to come to their site tomorrow, or if they start running Google ads or Facebook ads, they're just going to immediately get, you know, 100 leads coming in every single month on the dot, and they're only going to have to spend $100 to do it, right? And that's just not the case. So setting proper expectations, planning for the dip, and not waiting until the dip happens to start doing marketing is a couple key foundation points that you need to understand to generate more house cleaning leads for your business. Now, moving on to some of the stuff that you can actually do to generate more house cleaning leads for your business. So the first one is to set up an online quote form. Some type of lead magnet can be another option, or definitely a combination of both. And so in that sense, what you want to do is make sure that you have your quote form, your phone number, basically any way to generate a lead for your cleaning business. You want to have that front and center and make it obvious that people can download it. What you want to do is make sure that those lead magnets, the quote form, the phone number, all those different things are located above the fold on your website. And so what that means is that when somebody lands on your website for the first time, they're going to actually see that quote form without having to scroll down on the website. You know, the harder you make it for someone to actually find your quote form, the less leads you're going to generate for your cleaning business. So make it easy. Have it listed above the fold, have it easily accessible, and that can help you generate more leads for your cleaning business. Another thing to really consider and think about is, what is your follow-up process? You know, we run into a lot of cleaning business owners that don't really have one, or they really drop the ball on their follow-up, where maybe they are running Facebook ads, or they generate a lead on their site, someone requests more information, or they want a quote, and they really only reach out to that person one time. And a lot of times too, their approach isn't very effective. You know, they just might follow up and say, hey, we saw you requested a quote. give us a call and we can get you that. And it's very standoffish almost, like it doesn't pull people in to want to request a quote or get more information. You need to follow up more effectively. So if you're only following up once, make sure that you do multiple times if you don't hear back from someone. Another thing you can set up is an email autoresponder or an email series. So when someone does request a quote or they do download your lead magnet, you have a series of emails that go out automatically to provide more value, educate those people on your services, and kind of sell on the back end. So while you're following up, they've been getting some valuable content from you, and that can really help increase the conversion process as well. Another tool that you can use to help improve your follow-up is a CRM or a customer relationship manager. And basically what this is every time you generate a lead, it's going to put that person in this management system. And so what happens now is you can follow up with them, list what you've actually done to follow up with them. So maybe you reach out and leave a voicemail, you email them. So all of those different things are tracked. If they interact back with you, you can note that. You can write down different things that they might be interested. Maybe they have pets, maybe they have children, whatever the case might be, because the more that you know about this specific potential customer, the more you can cater specific offers that they're going to be interested in. So again, if they had mentioned they wanted carpet cleaning, maybe down the road you do a carpet cleaning special, and then you send out an email to all of those people that express interest in carpet cleaning. So doing this can really help increase your conversion rate. So make sure you have a follow-up system in place. And again, really along those lines is talking about your sales process. That's one thing I mentioned a little bit earlier, but a lot of cleaning business owners don't have a solid sales process in place. Their customer service isn't that great. They might not even have customer service, so they're generating leads or people are calling them and no one's there to even answer the phones, right? And so this can be a big issue. If somebody calls you requesting a quote, wanting more information, and no one answers, there's a good chance they're just going to move on to the next company. So be prepared for when your leads actually come in and really focus on improving your sales process. We find a lot of people, kind of like I had mentioned earlier, they just say things like, cool, give us a call for a quote. And then they don't try and continue that conversation. They don't focus on selling their products, where a lot of times people are kind of in research mode. They're comparing your company to another. And so depending on how you handle that sales process, if you're over the top and helpful, you go out of the way to answer their questions, that can lead into becoming a customer for you. But if you just kind of blow them off and say, cool, give us a call and we'll give you a quote, that might not work out in your favor. So continually work on your sales process. It's very important. Just because someone requests a quote from you doesn't mean they're ready to buy. So at that point, once you get that lead, it's your job to sell them on your services, the value behind it, the benefits that they're going to get, and why they should choose you over your competitors. So focus on that sales process. It's going to help you convert the leads that you do generate, especially if you happen to be in a slump and you're not generating as many leads as you'd like. The next thing that this jumps into is how to generate more leads and traffic to your website. And so the first step of that is content marketing. And so there's a lot of ways to do this. You can do YouTube videos, you can do blog posts, you can do case studies, location pages, social media posting, right? There's a lot of ways to reach your ideal customers. But one foundation that we really recommend is blogging and creating content on your website. So what you can do is create things like location pages, service pages that you have, and then also blog content that's helpful to your ideal customers. And why this is important is because you can create this content once, and if it's done in a quality way, it can continue to bring traffic to your website long term. So you build it once and it keeps working for you over and over again. Now understand, creating content is not an overnight thing. Like I had mentioned before, you can't write a blog post or make a location page today and expect to have hundreds of leads tomorrow. But if you don't do these things, those leads are never going to come in, right? So sooner the better when it comes to creating content, and the more the better, because it's just going to keep building out all these different opportunities to find your cleaning business. And I look at it a lot like fishing. If you wanted to catch a lot of fish you wouldn't just put one line in the water, right? You'd want to put hundreds out there. Each one of those lines is another opportunity to catch a fish, or in this case, to bring on a new cleaning client or to generate a house cleaning lead. So each piece of content that you put out, quality that you build out, just more fishing poles in the water to help you catch more fish, help you generate more house cleaning leads. And another aspect that you can do to help generate more house cleaning leads for your business is to advertise online. Now, again, there's two sides of it, right? There's the passive marketing, which is the content that you're building on your site. You build that and it slowly compounds and grows over time, passively bringing in people. And then there's online advertising where you're paying money to generate leads and traffic immediately to your site. Now, understand this comes with a price, right? You can't just spend $100 and expect to make, 20, 30 leads a day. It's just not how it works, right? Understand the volume that a lot of people are competing on the same type of keywords and the same audience as you, right? Likely you're not the only cleaning business in your area that's deciding to do paid ads. So you're competing against other people. So this makes ads like Google, for example, pretty expensive. They're effective, but again, we recommend if you have a business that you're starting off at least around $1,000 a month budget, just putting it into ads when it comes to Google ads, because you want to show up on the top of the list. You want people calling you, and you need to beat out your competitors, which are all likely fighting kind of over the same keywords. And so understand that that kind of budget might only get you a few clicks a day coming into your website. And again, not everyone that clicks and sees your ad calls you and requests a quote, right? So it's a process. Obviously, the more that you invest back into advertising, the more you're gonna get back, but it's also not an overnight process either. It's a lot faster than creating content, but it still takes time, because you could write the best ad that you think is out there, right? You've had results in the past to get leads from ads like this, but you never actually know until you start running the ads and seeing the actual data and how people are responding. So even when you make great ads to start with, there's still a time and a process to optimize those ads, and that can take a few weeks to a few months to actually see that data come in, and that's just based on the advertising budget that you're using. So just really understand, even though paid advertising can bring in results quicker, there's still a process to it, and not every lead that you generate is going to buy when you use paid advertising. Plus, with paid ads, it's kind of one and done. You spend some money on Google ads, you spend some money on Facebook ads, you might generate a lead here and there, you might generate a lot of leads, right, depending on your budget, but once you spend that money, it's kind of gone. The leads don't keep coming in from that initial money that you spent, where in content marketing and building that foundation, that is how it works, but it just takes a lot longer to start to kick in. Alongside of that, when you're figuring out all these different things, one thing to understand is your break-even point, where a lot of people don't think of their advertising like this, right? They're like, hey, I put in $500 and I only got X number of leads, and is this profitable? Is this working? Well, that really depends on what your break-even point is and what your customer lifetime value is. So what the break-even point is basically understanding what that initial customer is worth to you. So with cleaning services, typically people will continue to buy on a month in, month out basis. But let's say, for example, you charge $200 for that initial service. So what that means is if you spent up to $200 and you got a customer out of that ad spend, you've now broken even. And that's great, because what that means is you're actually advertising for free to get that customer, right? And so, obviously it's not perfect. That's really one of the first goals you want to shoot for, is breaking even on your advertising. Sometimes that's still not possible. That's where the repeat business comes in. So you might be a little bit under break even with that first service, but the second that they have that repeat service, now it's all profit. So understanding that, as well as the lifetime value of your customer, is very important, because again, when you think about it, it's not just about what the cost per lead is, it's the conversion rate, what that lead is turning into profit-wise, what's the lifetime value of that lead. Because again, let's say you have that $200 a month coming in, month out, and let's say that you're your average customer sticks around for a year, well, it's not really worth $200, it's worth $2,400 in that case. So technically, based on your averages, you could spend up to $2,400 to acquire that customer and still break even. And now obviously you're not going to spend that much to, get customers and get leads for your cleaning business, but understand the philosophy behind it, because a lot of people just look at the cost per click, they just look at the cost per lead, and they stress out over that way too much, when in reality you need to be looking at what's the value of the customer, are you breaking even, and then are you breaking even or profitable based on the lifetime value of your customer. So these things are very important to understand when it comes to advertising your cleaning business, marketing your cleaning business. And again, don't wait for the slump to happen to start doing these things, but just understand the process behind them as well, where it's not overnight success. You can get results when you create content for your cleaning business. You can get results through email marketing and advertising online, but it's a process just like anything else. So we really recommend the sooner the better, because if you wait for the slump to happen, you're kind of running uphill and it's going backwards on you, right? Where instead, if you start now, you'll have that foundation. So when things do dip, you're already still continually generating leads. You have people to follow up with, and your business is able to survive on those repeat customers as well. So again, guys, hopefully you got some benefit and value out of this video. If you did, feel free to comment and share, and then be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on those bell notifications as well, and get the latest updates of new videos to help you build a profitable cleaning business with digital marketing. And also, if you are struggling to get leads, we put together a free video training on the top 10 lead sources for cleaning business owners. So if you'd like to access that, just click the link below this video and download that free training video on the top 10 lead sources for cleaning business owners. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.